Welcome, my dear wild ones. I'm the Wild Witch and I'm visually impaired, but magic has no limits. And today we're doing a full and honest review of the Astro Moon Diary and Calendar for 2026. So stick around and see how Astrocal can make your upcoming year extra magical. The 2026 planner and calendar won't just be available in the UK and GMT, but it's also back here in the US available in EST. Unfortunately, this year there wasn't a US time zone version available, which was really disappointing because I have relied on these products since 2019, and there was a noticeable difference in my practice this year without them. They were sorely missed, and I'm just so happy that they're bringing them back in my time zone. Yay! And it's so kind and awesome of them to have listened to our feedback here in the US. I so appreciate that. Their attention to customer satisfaction is amazing. I really appreciate them. If you still want to work with these products and you don't live in EST, no worries. All you have to do is calculate the time difference and you should be all set. Also, I do want to point out that if you follow a different astrological system like true sidereal, then you will have to make those accommodations accordingly. But you should be good to go. And first I want to review the planner and then we'll get into the calendar. So let's take a peek inside the planner. One of my favorite features about this moon diary is that it's spiral bound, and that makes it really easy to write in because it lays flat and there's no writing on awkward curves. Upon opening our diary, on the left, we're greeted with a year at a glance, and this is nice to just quickly access the new moon and full moon dates all throughout the year. Very nice and easy reference material there. And then down below that, we have a lovely note that says that this diary was created with love, heart, and soul from Dorset, England. Over on the right page, we have a very well organized table of contents. This makes navigating the diary easy and effortless. And then we have a year ahead section, which is really helpful for understanding the astrological and seasonal influences of 2026. It's all broken down in an easy to understand way that's easy to digest. Then we have a lunar cycle page, which clearly explains the moon's cycles through the zodiac, how the moon can influence our emotions, experiences, and it can help us plan for our year. There's another page on the path of the moon, lots of helpful information there. And then we have a page with the eclipses of the year. They also have a page for the Wheel of the Year. Not only is this page helpful for beginners who are just getting familiar with the Wheel of the Year, but it's also good if you just want to have quick and easy access to the dates. This is especially helpful if you're forgetful like I am, where having those dates just right there and ready makes things a lot easier. If you've never used Astro Moon Diary before, they do have a page that explains in detail on how to use the diary. That way you can get an idea of how things are set up and laid out. And they also include a page every month for the monthly overview. That way you can see what's going on astrologically and with the moon. Very helpful information there. What I appreciate most about Astrocal, their Astro Moon Diary and Calendar, is their focus and their close connection with the rhythms of the earth, the seasons of nature and their cycles. They put such attention to detail in their write-ups for the solstices, the equinoxes, the Sabbats. They are so beautifully done and beautifully written. Nature is clearly reflected in their work. And nature and these natural rhythms play such a huge role and are a huge focus within my personal witchcraft practice. It is just so magical to see that reflected within their beautiful work, within their masterpieces. These are the only planner and calendar that I will ever use in my practice. They're the only ones that I ever need. It's so thoughtful that they provided a page for us to jot down all of our thoughts for the coming year. This is a nice place to just do those reflections. In my personal opinion, one of the standout features of this diary is the breathtaking and dreamy artwork featuring nature scenes and lunar and celestial imagery. When I gaze upon this artwork, I feel more immersed in the season that I'm currently in. Just looking at the artwork helps me to feel more in tune with the season. And when I look at the artwork for seasons to come, it has me excited and looking forward to that next season. One of the many things that I love about this diary is the monthly overview page. That way I have an idea of what's up, what's going on, all of the happenings for the month. That way I can plan ahead accordingly. And one of the really awesome things about it is that they have a little section for the night sky. This includes meteor showers that are happening, which is really cool to catch, and so nice that they have that in there, as well as what planets are visible when. To me, this is connecting myself in the physical world with what's going on above. So you have that as above, so below connection, in my opinion. Something that's really fun is that every month they have a section dedicated to writing down your new moon wishes. And new moons are a great time for new beginnings, fresh starts, intention setting, goal setting, and of course, wishes. So that's perfect. Let's briefly go over how the diary is set up and laid out. So we have the day of the week, the date, the moon phase, moon sign, and a lot of other astrological information like the transits and so much more. I am not super well versed in astrology. I feel like I know less than the basic stuff, but if you are very well versed in astrology, then a lot of this stuff will make sense to you and be helpful to you. But there's also a lot of other information in there too, like the sunrise and sunset times, moonrise, moonset times. There will also be the holidays, the Sabbaths, and so much more. I really like that each month is color coded. That way, if you're just quickly flicking through trying to find a specific month, it's really easy and accessible to do that. Speaking of accessibility, I wanted to mention that each daily planning section is like a large rectangle, and it gives you plenty of room to write out your stuff. And this is really nice because as a witch with a visual impairment, I tend to write on the larger side, and it definitely gives me room to do that. So I wanted to mention that as well. Towards the back of the book, we have a retrograde table. So if you're someone who likes to be aware of when the retrogrades are happening, all of that information is nicely organized there for you. And then we have a month at a glance page for each month. So this is a really nice way to just see what your month ahead looks like from a glance. And it's nice that they have really large moon imagery there for you, so that way you can see the moon phase for each day. And I like that they're nice and big. They fill each square. Very helpful for visually impaired folks like myself. But this is a great way to see really quickly what's going on astrologically and with the moon, with the new moon and full moon dates very clearly labeled. Like the planner pages, those are also color coded, so it's really helpful for just flicking through really quick. And we also have an ephemeris towards the back. I don't know how to read them personally, but if you are more advanced and well-versed in astrology, that's some really helpful information for you. There's also these really cute note pages, great for writing down any of your findings. I would personally use these for writing down any standout dreams that I would have that were influenced astrologically or by the moon. I would also write down any reflections that I've had, like on the Sabbats, or how the moon or a certain astrological sign is making me feel, and have the date there. It's just a nice way to write down things and have them for reference. And then on the back, we have a little year ahead glance at what our 2027 is gonna look like. So that's fun. So now let's take a look at our calendar. A lot of the information that's in the planner is actually beautifully echoed within the calendar. And if you have both, which I would personally recommend, it's really nice to be able to cross-reference and go back and forth between formats. The calendar counterpart is just as equally as amazing as the planner. I really do like having both and having options. I can't emphasize that enough. Not only is there gorgeous monthly artwork, but there's also wonderful write-ups for each month as well. And the two complement each other really nicely, and it's such a beautiful balance between the two. Let's talk about the calendar's layout. We have the day of the week, the date, moon phase, moon sign, and all of that good, juicy astrological information. We also have the meteor showers, which is really nice if you want to look up in the sky and try to catch those. It really does bring that as above so below synergy. Let's quickly touch on accessibility, because I'm sure you guys know that's important to me. So a lot of the astrological information in the calendar is really tiny print, and unfortunately with my eyesight limitations I cannot see that, but Magick has no limitation, wild ones. I have a workaround that I want to quickly share with you. So I have two methods. One, I will take a picture on my phone, blow it up so I could see it. Another way I do this is through Google Gemini. It is an AI, and if you use video mode, it'll read it to you, and that can be really helpful. So I just wanted to put those ideas out there in case you struggle with seeing that really tiny font like myself. Sharing this information is just really important to me. It has nothing to do with the diary. Like, I don't fault them for doing that, you know what I mean? Not everyone has eyesight limitations, but in my opinion, it's important to have workarounds, so that's why I'm sharing them. So, on the flip side, I love that the day of the weeks are nice and big, the dates are nice and big, and the squares that they give you to write in for each day are super generous in size. So that's really nice for someone like myself who tends to write on the larger scale. So that's really helpful. And I love, love, love that the moon phases take up the whole square, and it's not intrusive. Like, you can clearly see the moon phase. It's so subtle, but it's also so nice that it doesn't interfere with any of that. And I like that it's large and I can see the moon phase. Very helpful. The big question is, who would I recommend the 2026 Astro Moon Diary and Calendar to? I would suggest these to anyone who's seeking a deeper, more meaningful connection to nature through your planner and calendar system. I would also suggest them to you if you're looking to bring in more nature, celestial, or lunar magic into your day-to-day or spiritual practice. And I would also say that these are for anyone, whether you're a beginner witch just starting out or an advanced practitioner, Wiccan, pagan, just overall spiritual, and whether you're a beginner in astrology or well-versed and advanced in astrology, these are for anyone. If you want to get your own copy of the planner, the calendar, or both, the link will be down below for you in my description, like I mentioned earlier, and get them while supplies last because they're gonna sell out quick. There is a limited amount of them, so if you want to secure your own, I would definitely head over and do that. And thank you once again so much to Astrocal for sending these my way. I truly appreciate it, and I enjoyed reviewing them. So if you guys like this review, please do let me know. That way I know how to structure my reviews in the future. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for spending some of your precious time here with me today. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. And if you liked this video, I think you'll enjoy this one over here. Until next time, wild ones, stay wild and whimsical. See you soon. Bye.